Microphone #NFL free agency breakdown, under the radar targets, market value and team fits. Welcome back to the show. We've already talked about some of the splashier names in free agency, the Tyreek Hills and Bradley Chubbs of the world, but today, let's shift our focus. Let's dig into the under-the-radar free agents. The guys who may not dominate headlines but could make a serious impact for the right team. American football Braxton Jones, offensive tackle. Let's start with Braxton Jones. He's been a starter the past couple of years and, when you turn on the tape, you see legitimate starting caliber traits. He's only 25 years old. Yes, he dealt with injury and was benched last season, but the skill set is still there. If he gets a little stronger and continues to develop technically, he could absolutely be a starting left tackle again in this league. And that's rare in free agency. Starting tackles don't often hit the open market, especially at his age. That's why he's one of my favorite under-the-radar names. I don't think he'll break the bank, but I do think there's a real opportunity for a team to find value here. Stop sign Eric Wilson, linebacker. Now let's talk linebackers, specifically Eric Wilson. He's one of those guys you trust in the run game. He's physical, instinctive, and plays downhill. In coverage, he'll have his moments where he struggles. But overall, he's a steady, dependable defender. He's not a superstar. He's not going to transform your defense overnight. But if you're looking for a reliable linebacker who can contribute immediately, he absolutely makes sense. For the right team, at the right price, that's good business. High voltage sign Dante Fowler Jr., edge rusher. What about pass rushers? A name I like here is Dante Fowler Jr. He's not necessarily a full-time starter at this point, but as a rotational pass rusher, there's value there. Give you 5 to 6 sacks. Come off the edge in obvious passing situations. Bring physicality. Bring energy. In a draft class that may not be loaded with elite edge depth, someone like Fowler becomes more attractive. He's not your number one guy, but he can absolutely help you. Key Walker, linebacker. Let's talk about Key Walker. He hasn't quite reached the expectations some had for him, but the athleticism is undeniable. The traits are still there. The question becomes, what's the market? Linebacker salaries can get tricky. Teams sometimes overpay based on athletic upside rather than consistent production. That's where front offices have to be disciplined. If the price is right, Walker's a player you'd like to keep. But if it gets inflated, that becomes a tougher call. Closed lock with key Robert Bryant, safety. Switching to the secondary, Robert Bryant. Converted from corner to safety, and that versatility matters. He covers ground. He's smart. He plays with awareness on the back end. Is he an elite safety? No. But in today's NFL, having a safety who can rotate, disguise coverage, and support in multiple roles has real value. There will be a market for him. Flex biceps Nick Bolton, linebacker. And then there's Nick Bolton. He's only going to fit certain teams. He's not an elite coverage linebacker, but in the run game, he's a difference maker. He's physical. He diagnoses quickly. He brings energy and leadership. 2 years ago, he was one of the more impactful linebackers in football. The consistency hasn't always been there, but when he's right, he changes the tone of a defense. The question isn't whether he's good. The question is how teams value that specific skill set. And that's the fascinating part of free agency. The market reality. Here's the truth about free agency. Some of these guys will get overpaid. Some will get undervalued. And in a year where the draft class at certain positions isn't particularly deep, that drives prices up. That's why evaluation matters. You can't just chase names. You can't just chase production. You have to study the tape and understand the fit. Crystal ball early draft lean. As for early draft leanings, keep an eye on the edge rushers and defensive players coming out of Ohio State. That defense is loaded with NFL talent. If you're a team looking to build in the trenches or add defensive playmakers, that's where your attention should be. Clapperboard final thought. Free agency isn't just about the top 10 names. It's about finding value. It's about identifying role players who can elevate your roster. It's about understanding market dynamics. And sometimes, the moves that don't make headlines are the ones that win in January.